there something terrible with connection, with our connection? Oh, okay, so let's start. So now you will explore how this whole situation of the migraine is affecting you, and we will do this in different layers. We will start with you as a physical being, so you can take a little bit more time and ask yourself inside, how is uh, how is this migraine affecting me um, in my physical way of being. So it's a real terrible situation, being imprisoned, not being able to move. So lying in the darkness and just waiting until the sickness is over. And you say it's difficult to stay in a friendly way with your body in this suffering. May I invite you just to try how does it affect you when you can just be with yourself with all this suffering, like you are sometimes with your grandchild. So if you imagine having this attitude you have um, toward your grandchild when there is this suffering, when you apply that attitude to yourself, how does that affect you? Yes, I do understand that more difficult. Okay, but give yourself some time to try it and just experience whatever there some change when you try to be friendly with your physical being and the way you have to suffer. And in your families it was very unusual to acknowledge for suffering, so there you learn to ignore your suffering. Okay, so with this issue of your family we arrived to social dimension. So maybe you can say a little bit more about your experience in your family. How is this related to your migraine in some way? Okay, so you learned not to talk about it and always hide whatever was there. So this must be unusual for you now then to talk with me about your pain. All people have something that they suffer from, but that doesn't mean that it's not alright to talk about it. For me, talking about your suffering is more like a way being friendly toward yourself. And recognizing your suffering can be a way to improve your well-being. So I just wonder how it is for you now that you can feel sad. Okay. So with this feeling of sadness, shame, we arrived in the personal dimension. So I was wondering, your personal feeling around this whole situation of the migraine. You mentioned already your sadness, your shame. Are there more your personally? Are there more of your personal feeling that are connected to the situation of the migraine? Loneliness. The loneliness of not sharing. Hopelessness. Yes. And you also said your curiosity and loneliness. I was wondering, is there some connection between your curiosity and hopelessness, or what way do you, or what way does the migraine take away your hope? Of course, your hope that something that can help you and that it will stop the suffering. But you say you are always looking at the outside. So you discover how you trust the outside and hoping for medication uh, or other solutions, but trusting in yourself, that's difficult. Mm. I wonder what could help you um, to really trust. Is it look as if it is a stranger question? Okay, but it's good to take your time and ask inside there in your wiser self, that sometimes some sense of what you trust at a deeper level. Nature? Okay. And and that's something you trust. I was wondering how it related to your hope. Oh, that's a nice question. What could come for me? What could come for you in the autumn on your life? As if that's open up some new perspective. Okay. So if you take now a little bit more time to feel how does it affect you when you just thinking this of this order in nature and order that's bigger than you, but at the same time you seem to be part of that order of nature. How does it affect you? Peace. You can feel peace in that. Is it an important spiritual emotion? So we arrived in the spiritual dimension very naturally. It's very different from where you start, and by being present for this, and thank you for this meeting. I see. Yes, I see. This was very different from what you have always experienced in the past. It is. You're welcome.